Alrighty. Alrighty. So, as the description says, I'm going to be exploring interoperability between Python and C++. So this is going to be a learning experience. I have no idea how to do this, so um, the main idea is eventually, like Godot, to build a small game engine. It will be open source. Other people can, pull repositories, do what they want to do. Mainly, I don't see this going as like a big industry. Hey, use my engine. But I've always been curious on how engines work, and have made some very small ones for my Steam game, Rouge Tank, using the SFML API. Now, with that being said, I want the ability to basically have all the rendering and physics done in C++, but the scripting and the functions that are used for the actual game loop made in Python. And eventually made in Java too. Why not, right? But first things first, how? Right? Like how do we do this? So what I'm gonna do is first I'm gonna put on a little bit of music. Just a little bit of music to code with. So let's try some of this. Turning that down a little bit. Alright, so I think the first thing we can do is let's make a main file. So this is a completely new project made in Visual Studio, and this is a completely new project made in Python, or in PyChart. Here's a GitHub where I did make this public, and I haven't pushed anything to it quite yet. So with that said, let's try this. Let's make a main file. Just call this main.cpp. And in here, of course, we'll do the typical hello world stuff. So let's do dash include stdio, and we will print to the console. And we'll hit run. And so we got hello world, and now let's run in the release mode. Hello world. Fantastic. Now let's do the same exact thing in PyChart. So here, I believe we'll come up here, I'll right click, go to new, Python file, and we'll call this main. And in here, I believe it's just what print. Let's make this a function as well. So let's do define hello, and we'll print you, and then we'll say if name is main, hello, and hit play, and we should see hello world. Fantastic. Now this is what we want to do. First off and foremost, before we get into any graphics, any type of complicated situations, we want to run this, but have C++ know what it is. So here, we'll just say hello from Python, and we'll just run one more time. So we want this to print to the CPP console. So I'm going to do file, save all. I even wonder if we want this part. we'll see. We'll see. So now how are we going to do this? Now, I am not doing this completely from scratch. I am referencing this question I asked from ChatGPT. Hey, I'd like to make rendering logic in C++ using SFML, but the actual game scripted in Python. And it gave a bunch of crap. And the main thing is, it's got this hash include pybind. And it looks like, I'm not exactly sure what this does. I guess it starts the Python interpreter. Not quite sure. But then we have this py object. We call it logic in this, and it's importing this. Now, I'm gonna guess that game logic is the CP or is the py file. So something.py. And it's got some stuff going on. And it goes, hey, this result comes from the Python file. It has an update. Now over here shows where that function is. And I'm not sure quite exactly if this is since this is the function, I'm not sure if this is the file name. This is the file name. Because notice this is PyObject logic, and this is result, which is coming from logic. So yeah, it looks like that's what's happening, right? Like, hey, call the file name. We store it in this logic variable, and then from logic we pull this function, assuming it returns, whatever in this case, and then we do some stuff. So similarly, over here, we are quite literally going to do stuff very similar. So instead of being like, hey, print, let's return a string. So return hello world from Python, and then we will just go like this. File, save all. So this is our main.py. This is our hello function. And similarly, as I just showed, we probably want main.py here without the .py. So just main. And then over here, we want hello. So let's go, we'll hash include up here. And in this case, let's try the pybind. Interesting. So we don't quite get pybind right away. So I'm gonna go ahead and assume that that's part of a different system. So I'm gonna ask it. Hash include pybind is not right out of the box in Visual Studio 2022. So I got two options. It says you can use VC package. In the project properties linker input additional dependencies, add this is an individual code. Let's say yeah. So let's go ahead and try this. So I think that's under command prompt. And I think we need the actual VC package guy, which I don't believe I pretty sure like I could hit VC PKG. Yeah, not recognizable. How do I get VC PKG? Try this. So we're definitely definitely getting something. This kind of reminds me of Linux, doing stuff like this straight off the command. All right, and then looks like we'll do that. So where is this VC PKG at? It's like C users Brett. So we'll go C users, myself, somewhere in here. Yep, there's VCPKG. I'm gonna open that in a new terminal. We're gonna try this. Would it be like this instead? No. Once we see PKG, now bear with me. This is just some setup. Once this is installed, where do I, or what folder should I be in when I run those commands? So this is go inside of that. Me, the CD, that just says, hey, go to this directory. So to me, it should be inside of here. Okay. Now can we... try that. Okay, yeah, that seems to have actually done something that time. Try that. I've only used VCPKG one other time when I was fiddling around with Raylan one time. It's kind of an interesting little system, kind of like a funky CMake in a lot of sense, like a just grabs data. So, with that being said, once we can actually grab that hash include file, then we can really start testing going, hey, grab this function from our C++ file. And that'll be the beginning, the start of the madness, and so on and so forth. Looks like it's doing a bunch of downloads and sets. And let's do some configuration stuff. Almost makes me wonder if I should file save, close out of this. I think I will. Let it configure. Oh. Yeah, streaming today. School's no longer until next semester. I have one exam tomorrow at 8 a.m. to 9. And I'm a little under the weather, so I won't be at work today. But I figured, under the weather or not, I should probably get some practice in. And instead of going straight into Pygame like last time, I figured, hey, let's try to do some interoperability. And that way I could code some type of scripting functionality from Python into an SFML-based game engine. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I don't expect it to, become super powerful or super useful, but it's definitely going to be a great learning experience. So there's going to be a lot of problem-solving opportunities, and once I figure out how to bridge those things, then we can work on the Java bridge as well, and then we can try to write some interesting things. Have like a simple rendering loop engine set up in C++, and have the functions called or created in Python. And for now, right, like I would have to manually put in those scripts right back in the CPP file. Eventually, it would be really nice to not do that, right? So and hopefully we'll see like the build of this. This is going to take a few years, in my opinion, to make a successful engine like Godot. Years. Hopefully this finishes up soon enough. I'm going to go over this part and find the PyCharm projects, because that's where I place this guy. For now, while we wait, suppose let's just let's write some more stuff in Python. Let's go how do we want to go about this? Oh, that would be useful stuff, huh? Good. Great, some weird stuff here, right? So let's this would be calculate angle, and inside of it would take two positions. In this case, source Don't know if I have to necessarily specify those. That's going to be inside of C++, but we'll see. I'm going to say we will. Oh, that was very nice of it. No, and for now, like this thing would not compile. It would have no idea. But I am curious if that's how we can. See if this is done yet. Like for now. What is a vector in one of these guys here? Suppose we could just do an array. How exactly would that be a row? just seeing right now because you know we got a game object. Why does it not like that? Looks like we're finally done. Well, that's gonna be interesting. We'll see. We'll see how this works exactly. We'll come back to that part. But again, we just want to worry about this. Perfect. So over here in Visual Studio, so we want the pi bind, something with an E. Let's see what that was. Embed header. All right, so I know it's been quite the thing so far. We found the hash include, and again, just to reiterate the plan here, we want to basically have this and then call a function. So in this case, we are going to try. So it looks like this should be like pi bind namespace, and yeah, I'm reading from the other screen. So scoped interpreter. Which does not seem to be a thing on here. Interesting. So it's saying it should be this. Yeah, definitely doesn't know what a scoped interpreter is. Suppose more questions and more answers. Let's go here. Let's refresh that. Let's see what happens. I mean, we can try the namespace thing, but for me that shouldn't, right, like that doesn't, just because you change the namespace, that's definitely not the answer there. No, we're not missing that. Actually come over here like this. So I go like this. Control X, Control V, get rid of that. Control C. Come over here. Must be int main. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it must be int main. Right, so int main does not work either. When I type bind 11 : s scoped does not pop up. Triple check. Apparently this is a fully working example. We'll be the judge of that. Right. Try typing hash include bind and then right click, go to definition. Something descriptor. What is the other one? Format descriptor. Okay. And format descriptor. go to here, properties, see general, additional, edit, paste. See that part there? That's going to be C users, my name. I swear to God, ChatGPT. I swear to fucking God. There ain't no such thing as what you're telling me. I guess because I tried this. Properties. Control C. And have done the above things. It's almost like the PyBind does not have Are you sure that's a thing? Okay, so we're going to go to C users VC package installed x64 Windows include PyBind 11 embed.header Here is the details of embed.head in my files. I think we are getting off track. I am trying to solve PyBind 11 not having scoped interpreter. Using an old version. Show me the exact steps to do this in Visual Studio 2022. Starting. Okay, so I think that might be part of the problem. So Python is installed, however, it's not part of my path. I know it's installed because I can use it in PyCharm, but if I use Python -- version, it says it does not exist. Not exactly sure, to be honest. It's kind of weird. Okay, so to be a little bit more transparent, we are not coding this in Python. I was simply waiting for VC package to finish. What I'm trying to do is have these functions callable from Visual Studio's over here using PyBind. And right now having issues with this scoped thing that I'm trying to get. Right now it just gives me error scope and format descriptor, which according to the little robot here, that is like supposed to be able to give me scoped interpreter guard, which yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. So just doing some troubleshooting at the moment, and it's telling me something about my path to Python is not correct, because when I bash this, so let's say, right, let's just open up command prompt. When I bash this, not this one, yeah, it goes, not found, yada yada yada, but obviously it's found, right, because PyCharm knows about it. So I'm trying to figure out a way. I'm like, hey, I installed Python incorrectly at some point in my life. So yeah, like I want to see like exactly what's going on here. Set path. let's check that. So C users, my name, app data. So let's go here. C users, my name. Where the heck is app data? Okay, so app data, I'm gonna guess local. Programs. Coming down. Programs. Python. Yeah, so that does exist. So we're gonna go ahead and go like this. Yeah, no, that's fine and dandy. That's definitely not what I was trying. So copy. We want to set this one to me. Okay, and then let's try to find that path again. So we'll just type Python version. What in the world? Disable Microsoft's fake Python command. Open up settings, go to apps, advanced app settings, app execution aliases. Turn them both off. Alright, some Windows shenanigans going on here. So we want apps. Advanced app settings. And python.exe. Those are off. That's quite frustrating, honestly. Print this to the screen. I'm going to show it this. Because quite literally right now, I'm just trying to troubleshoot why that part's not letting me include that embedded file. Well, it lets me include, just doesn't let me call the proper thing. Copy. Try that again. Does not work. So Windows S. Yeah, Windows environment variables. Alright, so environment variables. Click on user variables. Been a while since I've been in environment. Okay, so environment variables. Edit. Actually, new. Oh my god. Oh, what the heck. Run without arguments to install from the Python store or disable the shortcut from settings, apps, advanced settings, app execution, aliases. I'm about to shut all this shit off on here. That is insane. Restart my system, like restart the computer, reinstall Python. Oh man. Okay, so just to be completely transparent, restart the system so that end the stream. Okay, hold on. Let's go like here, close. Uninstall it. Alright, so uninstall, search apps, Python, uninstall. Oh, we'll try no restart. Oh yeah, I'll uninstall both. Thank you guys, because this was getting kind of frustrating. All I was attempting to do was have the two kind of talk to each other. Okay, so moving that. Alright, so when I reinstall, should I use pip install on this guy, or should I go to the python.org? Okay, hold on. I'm waiting. Check the last option. Alright, so okay, yep. Add that to path. Yeah, so originally when I used Python and Pygame a long time ago, like 2-3 years ago, I had installed a lot of PyCharm stuff, but that I suppose I never added to path. I must have just like this without that guy in there. So we'll install. Yeah, you know, it's interesting how things work from time to time. Well, I wonder if I'll have to redo the, probably don't have to do that. Awesome. Okay, fantastic. Now let's see over here in Visual Studio. Let's go here. Actually, I think it was users here, here. All right. Let's see. This is where kind of like where my confusion is, because what I'm trying to do is have Python talk to C++. From what I was reading on the robot here, so let me go here. We'll go all the way up. So here it's telling me that we can use this thing called PyBind, like this, and that you would use a scoped interpreter guard. This does not work. So this part here is tough, because even like that namespace there, that should not matter. Like if we go here like that, this is the problem at the moment. This right here, the scoped interpreter guard, whatever the heck, it definitely does not like that. Now I'll try like 86. Yeah, it doesn't like that either. So I guess what I'm gonna do is completely close out of this. So we'll just file save. I'll even go into properties here. Boom, boom, boom. General. Just double checking we're not including any paths. So back in the day, I think it was Python 3. So like it was off this thing here, the Python Programming and Introduction to Computer Science. This was a class I took in college back in like 2016, 2017. First time I went through. I think that was Python 3, maybe Python 2.9, maybe 2.7, something like that. But yeah, so I'm gonna look at this header file here for this so-called scoped interpreter. Yeah, doesn't seem to exist. So we're gonna go back to VC package, and we're gonna try this again. So let's go into I'm gonna try reinstalling PyBind. Oh, this needs to be in the VC package area. So we're gonna go here, open a new terminal, bam. Go back to the robot again for a minute, because this is kind of weird. Maybe rerunning this after the paths are correct. Yeah, the ChatGPT thing, you know, for like what I'm trying to do here, I have no idea how to make Python talk to C++, right? Never done it. And so this is at least something I can talk to that'll give me quick Google searches, in a sense, is the way I look at it. It's like, oh, you know, you can try these things, so on and so forth. And so It's kind of like how I use it a lot of the time. Quick search engine. And while we wait, I wonder if the pie chart stuff is still still linked correctly, or if that stuff's a little funky. Oh, should be fine. It's like what, if name is main, something like that. It's like a dunder statement. Yeah. So yeah, this should run. Maybe not. Maybe now that these the paths are a little funky. Well, oh, it's returning, right? So it is running. It's not printing anything to the console. So that should be fine. Yeah. So here's the idea. We want to return this statement from here, and instead of having it called in Python, we call it in the CPP file for interoperability. Hopefully this will actually work now. So I'm actually just going to do a whole new Visual Studio project. I'm going to start from an empty. We'll call this test. We'll put this in the same place as the Python stuff. So we'll go here. C users, my name, PyCharm projects, and right here we'll just call this PyTest. Other test. Oh, the specified solution name. Oh, I get you. Hold on. We'll just make this. Let's go like this. Bam. We'll just call this MyPy. Boom. Add new item. Main.cpp. For now, the stdio. And we'll print this. We'll run it once in debug, and then run it once in release. That's just good practice. Fantastic. We're going to put it back in debug. We're going to delete this. Hash include pybind. Yum. No, I'm telling you guys, there's no way it's called scoped. I think ChatGPT's on crack for that. Alright, hold on. Alright, so I want Python to talk to C++. How do I do that? Oh, what the heck is that? So PyBind 11, I mean, we can try that. And then it's saying something like this. What's the dealio here? These include the Python header. You know, so my guess is this can't find the actual Python path itself. So even though we're like doing this doesn't know where Python is. Which is interesting. We'll see. Yeah, we went through this stuff. Definitely went through that shit. All right. Tell you what, doing this stuff live can be very frustrating because you don't know exactly how to do something, and it's a bit embarrassing. So there's the Python header. I wonder, do we have the PyBind scoped now? Wow. Okay, so you gotta include the Python header for the goddamn scoped interpreter. Like, that would have been nice for this thing to tell me earlier. But getting the paths correct, that's definitely part of it too. Let's see here. So this is kind of the main one I wanted to reference. so I'm going to copy this, come over and paste it. See what happens here. We want this to be PyBind. Same with this and that. Okay, so this is going to start the Python interpreter. I believe we call this main on the other end. And let's see here. I'm simply going to copy this as well. And here we call this over here in PyCharm, this is called hello. Just like this. Now if we hit play here, it's gonna file or directory. What a strange thing. Okay, so I guess I'm going to explain to the robot best I can to see if it understands what I don't understand. Alright, so this is what I have when I run the solution. It does not know where python.header is. Install Python development headers. First, ensure that you system yada yada yada. Link the directories. Not open source file. See, I expect it to error out because it doesn't know where this file is, and I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is these statements here. Here. Cannot open source file. Should say that. Python dash version. Yep, that's fine. So let's check exactly where these guys are at. So we'll go to this PC, C. Where is it saying Python? For some reason, I don't think it's where it thinks it is. Where I'm thinking it is C users here. And like a pi. No, it'd be. Hold on. So, let's reopen that. This C users here. App data local programs. Python here include. So that's where the includes files are. We're gonna actually just grab this, copy, and we're just gonna go all the way to where the Visual Studio project is. Right here. We're gonna paste these. We have the include in lib right there. You come up here to properties. We go to the C++ one. Edit. Add a macro. Type in solution directory /include. So that's /include there. And then hit OK. We're going to come down here to linker, general, additional, edit. Same thing, except I noticed that was a capital. Solution directory, lib. Okay, apply, okay. Right. And it's gonna error out because it doesn't know where where those files are. But now we're actually making progress. Now we got something actually happening here. So let's go over to this area. We're gonna go into here. We're gonna grab this, copy. We're gonna go right here. I believe it'd be in here, and we're just gonna hit paste. Play. So it looks like it found it. Alright, so it found it, but how can we print this? So what I'm gonna do, hash include, let's use IOStream. Actually, stdio should be fine. And std, we'll do the IO. Print F. In here, we'll print the result. And hit play. Okay, hold on. We'll print result like that. Result is, if I remember what's going on here. So we're returning that. So, and that's, I guess, a const char or whatnot. Let's hash include string. Okay, well, it doesn't like that. Let's look at another example in here. We're in this part. Well, instead of trying to do it like that, I suppose we're in PyCharm. We should just try the print. File save. Just update the there we have it. That was one convoluted way to go about it. My gosh, I'm sorry for what you guys had to go through while watching that. I'm gonna blow my nose real quick, get some water in me. I'm kind of under the weather. Went to a at the digital animation game design program, they have this thing called capstone where people show off their final projects and whatnot. And I got sick. I caught something. Yeah, probably should start wearing a mask when I go out to big events like that. But okay, cool. We can pull from Python finally. It only took an hour, maybe, ish, probably, hour and a half. Hey, so what's going on is we are scripting in Python. So this hello world, hello from Python, and over here in the C++. We're trying to do some interoperability. So if we hit play here, we get hello world from Python. So this was the test before getting into the actual nitty-gritty of why I wanted to do this on stream today. So I had no idea how to do that. A few people in the comments helped me with the including Python to the path. I was having some issues. But what we're going to do is we're going to come here to SFML. We're going to go to this version here and this version and download. So then we're going to come over to downloads here, unzip this guy, and we're going to have the rendering set up in C++. We're going to be coding our functions in Python. Figure it'll be a nice way to see some interoperability happen and a good learning experience. I'm pretty used to SFML. Yeah, that interoperability stuff, it's tough, but useful. So we're gonna grab this stuff here. I want to be careful though, because if we remember inside of the original folder I'm working in, I already have a hash include and a library, so I'll just make another folder. So we're gonna go to PyCharm projects. We want to leave these guys alone. This is like the Python stuff. Here, like that. Paste those in. going to come over here, right click properties inside the C++ general, come down here, hit edit, and we're going to hit this new folder icon. We're going to hit macros. I'm going to type in solution directory, and then here I'm going to do /sfml/include. Hit OK, hit apply, general, same thing, different day. Well, you know, the thing is, you attempted it, and every time you make an attempt in something, you learn. So like today, I learned that this stuff can be kind of finicky. You know, and it happens. That's okay. So here in the additional directories, we want, let's see, don't think we need any macros for this part, because what we actually need is inside the bin folder here. Copy that. We're going to come over to here, and I'm going to paste this stuff here like this, and then we're going to grab that, and that, cut those out. Oh, I did it backwards. That's funny. Yeah, that's actually really funny. That's hilarious, actually. We'll cut those out. I'll put those there. I'll go back and release. I'll grab those debug ones and I'll cut them out and I'll go back to debug. Alright, so we have those there. What should you learn in Java? Well, it depends. Like, if you want to be like a game designer, one of the easiest things you could learn is processing in Python, or well, Java. So let me. And this is very similar to Pygame. Very, very similar. If you want to get more into like the software engineering side, you should have Eclipse for your IDE. Start learning like your your algorithms really well. Like try to write a linked list. Try to have a visual representation of the bubble sort or the match sort systems. You know, different things like that. And you know, again, it really depends on what it is you are looking for. So for like me, I'm going to school for digital animation and game design. So games are the focus. However, I'm going to go into release mode like this, by the way, for this part. The thing for me is I'm very curious on like how those actual engines work. And so I wonder, how is that called in the actual library here? Yeah, so I'm curious on like how these engines are functioning under the hood. So yeah, software developer, you definitely want to like look at these, for example. Let me come up here, right? Like you want to know the Facebook, Amazon, so you want to go through the this type of stuff. the big tech mock interviews, learn different things that they're going to be asking you. I would focus on algorithms and communication. So the big thing that's going to set you apart from a lot of these software developers is if your ability to communicate exactly how you think and why you think that way and be able to code out loud. That is a huge skill. Yeah, definitely, because it's not a good stereotype, but it's reality where a lot of software engineers they really don't have personable skills, and so like over at Ferris, our main focus, even in the game design area, is communication. You have to be able to. No, I mean like communication with people. Nobody wants to work with somebody. It doesn't matter if you like know all these cool algorithms and you're like super good at Java or Python or C++ or Rust. So like communication, take communication classes in the future, like public speaking. That's definitely going to set you apart. But then like math, right? Like you're going to want to, as a software developer, like for me as a game design, trigonometry is one of the biggest things that come in handy. But I could imagine as a software developer, knowing algebra and calculus is probably very good. Yeah, those things, calculus, in the way I look at it, it's basically kind of like physics in the sense of you're describing the real world, where a lot of like basic algebra, it's the watered down version of calculus. No, I mean, for sure, like calculus, it's like it's crazy, but here's a good example. I know you're 12 because that's what you said on here. But when you drive a car, the speedometer on the car, that's calculus. So all calculus is what is it at this exact moment? Where algebra is a lot of averages. It's like, I traveled this much distance over this much time, so my average speed is this. But the speedometer, that is your speed at that moment. That is the derivative, right? So all calculus is really the real world versus averages. So just like with your coding, you can break things down into simpler things, and it's good. It's good to learn. It's good to explore and be aware of these things. Yeah. It's I would definitely start with algebra because it gives you a really good foundation. So here I'm going to, a very simple way to go about this. If you go to Learn on the SysFML and hit Tutorials, and I'm using the 2.6, and I go Opening and Managing a Window, and I scroll down to this part here, you can copy paste this, grab, actually we'll uncomment this, so KU, and then we'll comment this whole thing. So if we paste like this actually needs to be graphics. So if we hash include SFML, actually it's kind of funny because it would be technically that one. Well, doesn't really matter which one, I suppose. Because the way it's kind of tricky. Interesting. Maybe I shouldn't have named that one folder SFML. Then this window would be technically render window. So this is a lot like Pygame, how this loop works. We have a while loop while the window's open. We have a event system here, like this. I don't care about int main. I don't care if it returns a type for me. Usually it doesn't matter. For software engineering, it absolutely does. Yeah. So here we could do like window.clear and window.display, and then I'm going to run this. So we'll see it activate, pop up the window, and then I like to run it in release mode as well. Because, let's say you were to release it, this is what you would do. Right, so now that we have this, and we had this stuff above, we kind of want to combine these. So let me just grab this, get rid of that. We'll come up here like this. I'll control uncomment, then I'll control KD, kind of just resets the format. So this should run. We should see hello world from Python here. Boom, we have a window. Also that return type, it's like its error, right? So like return 1 versus return 0 does different things. I'm not entirely sure. It's been a while since I've actually looked at that. But now that we have this PyBind thing, we can actually start doing some cool stuff for the first time in a minute. So let's open a header file. The reason I'm choosing to code like this instead of just Pygame is I don't know Pygame very well, and I will do streams mainly on Pygame. It'll be a good learning experience for me. But for here, we are gonna call this one not game loop. What's a good name for this, right? Maybe game loop, maybe something. Sure, like game loop. That's probably fine for now. And I'm actually gonna take all that, go here, except now we're gonna open up another header file. We're gonna call this Python, or not Python, just Pygame with a capital G, like that. And we're gonna come in here. We're gonna steal this stuff here, paste it. We're gonna grab that. We're gonna come in here. Let's call this like that. We're gonna hash include kind of like that, and then inside here we're actually gonna have our main. Over here in game loop, we're going to call this game. Of course, you probably should have this like class, like we'll call it class game. This would be a void game. Then this would be the constructor. Probably just in case, I'm pretty sure we could do something like this. I think this is gonna allow this. It's probably mad because of this stuff here, so it doesn't want to autofill for me. We'll call render window window, and then up here. Let me take a look at something real quick. Oh, so header formats, that's C and C++. Technically it's C, yep. So what I'm gonna look at real quick, so I got this book here. I remember seeing something that I'm attempting to do. Looks close. I think it's because of the semicolon. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Right. So the constructor is going to set the window. This stuff, and then from here, we're going to just call run. So here we should be like that. See ya. So we'll go here and we will type in game. Oh, need to include this stuff. So hash include game loop game. Suppose. We'll do a pointer. Oh, public versus private. So that should constructor window. It should receive that stuff from Python. Boom. Basically, this is just some boilerplate to set up. Right, so we have a class, we have a public, we have our constructor. This is unnecessary right now. This is just to show proof of concept with the Python stuff. And then here's the actual window. So what we want to do is, if we noticed earlier, I was showing the game object stuff over here. This was a while back. We want to see if we can either. I wonder if I want to describe a game object in C, C++, and then go over and call the stuff. The main thing is we just need some stuff. So let's go into Python for a minute. And we will make a class. We'll call it a game object class. And here we're going to have, things that a game object needs. We're going to have a float for radius. So inside here, I'm going to pass in radius. What else? else? We're going to pass in like a X position, a Y position, and a radius. What else do you need for a game object? Yeah, that should be fine. That should be fine for now. So we're going to call self.xposition as that. And you gotta love the autofill here. From Python. And boom. So okay, we have a radius. We have a position. We have that stuff. I'm gonna file save. We're gonna come over here into PyCharm projects. We're gonna grab this main.py, come over here into here. We're gonna paste, replace it. So right now, this class game object is defined over there. This is main. So this attribute, everything, if I remember right, everything is an object in Python. So it shouldn't matter if this is called hello or if this is called something else. In this case, the dunder init method really should not make a difference. I suppose how are we going to verify that? I'm just going to hit run like that. I think it got mad because we never passed in some stuff. Right, so here we wanted like an X, a Y, and like a radius. Nope, it just flat out angry. Alright, so as you guys have seen, I have absolutely no idea. We're going to ask the robot. Alright, so I have a class I made in Python. How would I call that class in C++? Oh, fantastic. Oh, so I think I'm gonna lost like some returns. Or not even call the init. This would be called game object. Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah. So how can we use that now, right? Like, we grabbed it, it has a position X, Y, and a radius. So over here, we're going to do this as well. Probably should pragma. So this stuff only hits one time. So if this is our result, that is our game object. How do we want to go about this? Call this like a class Python logic. And inside here, we're going to go like this. So we call run. This would hit, and then here, how we want to go about this? So let's go like a SF circle shape, call it shape, and we call it void drawable. And here we'll just do like shape dot get fill color. That's actually going to go up above. Let's call it red. It's actually going to be set. So let's set this stuff up here. And then also be shape.set position. How can we grab that stuff? What is it? It's like a result. See if we can find. So let's say I have this, and how can I get information on attributes to be more specific? Huh. Well, that's pretty damn neat. So apparently we could do that. this is that. This game object is the file itself, in a sense, right? And like this object's game object is the class, and then these are built into that. So that's down here. Int radius. Actually, I kind of want that to be a float. Int x position. Int y position. Kind of like that. And we'll go like this. Boom. Alright, so we're casting. So yeah, I was kind of close. I just need that attribute thing. Got set to a float. And then I'm actually gonna leave these. Like that. Alright, so this is grabbing from Python. This is setting the positions, the radius. This takes that casted data, stored in position. We're setting position here, setting the color to red. Shape dot set radius will be stored here. So on and so forth. So right now in Python we're saying it's whatever we pass in here, or we pass in 0, 0, and 10. So I'm actually going to pass in 200, 200, radius of 50, and then we'll just do, for SF drawable, we'll take in a reference to the render window. We'll just say window.draw shape. It's kind of like this. So window.draw shape over here in the game loop. We'll look here. We can always pass in the arguments type stuff like that, but we'll grab this. Go here. And it doesn't show up because this is a public. So now we're good. And then over here, and passing it. So hit play. Read from game object, and it draws us a circle. So now we have some fancy stuff going. So over here in Python, we could just say, hey, I want to define a function, and I want to define this as update. It's going to take in a delta time guy. So from here, we could say just for simplicity, x position plus equals 20 times delta time. Just like that. Now I see something kind of forming here. Could create some issues, but we'll that over here in game loop real quick. I'll say down here. So SF clock, mean clock, and SF time, delta time, which again, that should be a float, that should be an SF. Time variable, and this would be so main clock get elapsed time, so that's what delta time equals, and then after our whole loop runs, so where we're at, and then here we'll just say main clock restart. This is going, and then inside here we would have our script logic dot update and pass it delta time. Hi there. Yeah, so what we're doing is we are doing some interoperability between Python and C++. So we have some bindings, casting, creating our Python logic, our C++ logic, and yeah, it was quite the interesting morning getting this set up for sure. Never done anything like this before, so that was it's a good learning experience so far. What I want to do here is kind of want to create another one of these. We call this update, and I actually kind of want to rename this just an object. Makes more sense in this context. Especially with what's about to come. So update would equal the logics attribute, and inside here we have a function called update, and then it takes in delta time. So in this case, call it a float, I suppose, or yeah. Something like that for now. Should be fine. Should be fine like that. does that not create a float? I'm about to say it should. But yeah, just doing some interoperability. So we set up the thing, we drew it to the screen. Now we want it to update. Wonder, kind of should technically, possibly. We'll see how that goes. Here takes in delta time and just says, hey, x position plus equals 20, and I think the main thing is we just say position dot x is equal to this, and hit play. Aha. We'll try this over here. Now, this might be an issue still, taking in this delta time. Actually, for the sake of, hold on. What's funny is, I don't think we ever, file, save all. I want to verify that we actually brought that over. Come here. That's inside linked. Copy. So I want to verify that this actually was brought over. Okay, so that was brought over. And then the next thing I want to try is just taking that completely out of there. Grabbing that out. Don't need it like that. Come back over. We'll just say plus equals 20. Save all. PyCharm. Copy that. Paste, replace. Hit play. See the error again, hopefully. Right, that's fine. Something. Let's see here. So logic equals. Let's go into the game loop. Let's cut that guy out. See if we still have an error. Right, so we do, which means it's something in here. So even if we were to take that out, then I don't think we get the error. Right, so that is being drawn from casting that from the PyBind, and it is in fact this guy here that is upset. Function name should be lowercase. Oh, maybe in Python. Just seeing if I can figure this out real quick. Should be fine technically if we ran that. Like that shouldn't break anything. Or it definitely will. Okay. Interesting. Just merely casting like that. But that's fine up here, I take it. Huh. Okay. Well, we'll have to figure some stuff out on that. Now here, does that still get upset? It does. Is it because because it hasn't gone through all that yet? Right. I wonder, do we have to take in the game object itself? Because it's taking in self. Is that what's gotta go on? Nope, definitely not. Oh. What? Yeah. Right. Okay. Now it didn't move because, nothing here. The other thing is this guy here. I'm wondering how we're actually going to update that. My initial guess is we're going to do something like this. We're going to have a int x position and int y position down here. So we have this. That's what these are equal to up here under run. And then it's going to update the x position, which is these guys. So update, and then just run this again. I know I'm relying a bit on the ChatGPT here, but also I've never done anything like this. So how would I actually update the position? We could try that, but I remember when I ran the game object attribute inside the update function, it kind of had like an issue there, you know. So that's. I don't think we need a bunch of static casts either here. Probably don't even need this set position. What we want is .move x, 0. I'm gonna give it this. Huh. We can try. Well, we can try that little thing. So it's saying that you got to make sure that this is only happening one time. So I'm gonna pragma once. This we do need in the other file, but we need this to happen only one time. Gonna error out again. Oh. That was nuts. Right. So try that again. Go and grab that thing. Copy over here. Paste, replace, hit play. So we should see the red thing moving slowly across the screen. Apparently not quite slowly. I think there's something wrong with my delta time. Come over here. Main clock.get elapsed seconds. Main clock.restart. Think here. I'm gonna reference something. Let's see here. Plug in this hard drive real quick. Just kind of reference the the thingamabob. So we're gonna come up here. We're gonna go to personal steam test rouge tank. This go into here. We're gonna go into it would be data. Come up. We're gonna hit Control F. Delta time. Oh, I think I know what it is. So in Python, between a plus equals, well, this shouldn't matter. So the plus equals, then in here we're doing a dot move. That might be it. Let's try like this. As weird as this might look. And then we're going to come over into Python here and do times delta time and just put a delta time up here. And file save. Come over and we're going to go over here and grab this stuff again and come into here and paste. Hit play. Gonna try this. I'm just gonna call this DT over here. trying to do this with this. I seem to get a casting error. Oh. Yeah. A lot of learning here, right? Like, got to cast to Python, got to cast to C++. Okay, yeah, I didn't like that though. Let's try again. Yeah, we can try this try catch block, but I've never used try catch before. It seems like a really weird thing to do. So where would that be at? It's a C error. That's probably an IO stream. Try that. Yeah, I can confirm the stuff. So let's right click, go to open file. We do in fact have that. Because update returns none, trying to cast it to anything like interflow or custom will cause a cast error. Yeah, but set position shouldn't be the answer there. The problem is this, but we'll try it. Right, like that's not the problem. We can try to cast it as a double, but again, this is definitely not the issue here. That's completely fine. No. Let's see. If it's of any help, delta time as seconds is calculated from how do we want to do this? SF clock and SF time from SFML. I suppose those should be floats as well. Float should be fine there, though. Man, that thing goes like a bat out of hell. Technically, okay. Hold on. We can close out of that one. we're going to prep the next one as well. All right. So hit play. Oh, man. Oh. So, it's not perfect. It wasn't clean by any means, but we we have Python talking to C++. And honestly, for the amount of time that took, it's not bad. Yeah, I did use ChatGPT quite a bit to help understand like what I even needed in the beginning. I had some linking errors with the Python library. The scoped interpreter guy had some interesting things, and I wonder, technically, I should just be able to store all this stuff up here. Should be fine. No, it doesn't like it. So Control Z that. We'll come back over. Yeah. So we start with the interpreter at the beginning of the program, and then what happens is game loop. We have class game. We tell it, hey, run this. Inside of run here, we have a object called logic. This pulls from our main file. That is this guy here. From that main file, we cast some positions. We have a radius. I set it like this. Technically, that's not even necessary with the way this is being set up. Yeah, not even close to being necessary. So we'll just go like that. Then technically as well, probably be better off doing this. Oh, so we come up here. We go, hey, from the main file, create this logic guy. From our logic file, grab the game object class. That is this. From our class, grab this position, and this position. These attributes, more or less. And we use SFML to set shape, set radius, that type of thing. Then from void update, we go, hey, pass in delta time into our update function. So from our game object class, find the update function, pass in delta time. And I'm really starting to learn the logic here of from here grab this, that's this, from this grab this, that's that, so on and so forth, so that when we hit play we have an object that moves lazily to the left, because over in Python we're saying, hey, move by 20. Now if this was a move by 200, we could come over, close out of here, go inside of the linked guy, copy, come over here, paste, and he'll be much faster. Now, it's one thing to be like, oh yeah, cool, we have a moving circle. That's not enough. No, we need key presses. Now, I think the way I'm going to handle it is key presses within SFML. But also, maybe not. Be interesting. Well, it'll be interesting. So let's come over here to Python, and we will say, oh, how do we want to go about this? I'm thinking move right, move left, move up, move down, in a sense, as a boolean passed into here. Maybe. We'll see. we will we'll see. So that seems a little convoluted for that. Convoluted or not, it'd probably work. Move right, move left, move up, move down. If move right, if move left, if move up, and if move down. So down is going to be positive, up is going to be negative in this case. Yeah, that should be fine. So we're going to come over here, File, Save All, come over to our Python. We'll copy this guy, come over here, we'll paste, replace. And so inside of our update, we're going to need our move right, move left, move up, move down. So we're going to add some booleans. So bool, move right, move right, move left, move up, move down. And then inside of our update, we will maintain this stuff. Oh. So we'll maintain all this. This is true. I think we don't even need any of this in if statement. Over here, we can have our move right, move left, move up, move down. That should be fine. Over here in a fixed update, if SF keyboard is key pressed, and then we're going to call W. And then if this keyboard is key pressed, SF keyboard S, then we're going to set up these ones as well. So this key pressed, and then we want A, so this is going to be left, and this is going to be down. Or right. SF keyboard is key pressed. SF keyboard move right is true, the others are false. Move left is true, the others are false, and move down. And the others would be false. And then this fixed update guy, like right now, if we just hit play, technically it should run. Yep, should be just empty like that. We want to run fixed update technically in here. So like if event dot dot key pressed is, well, I guess it'd be event dot type is this would be script logic dot fixed update. For now, we're just going to have like a nice little reset function. It's definitely not necessarily what you'd want to do, but for now this is going to be fine. So here, script logic dot reset, and hit play. So if I hit D, or if I hit A or S, right, and we have movement. Now there's a little issues there. Like if we were to remove that, it would move in this direction until we decided a new direction. Technically, we should be trying this. Oh, so here's Python. We have our game object defined. We have our position, radius, that type of stuff, and then we have a update guy. Inside of here, we are grabbing using some Python stuff. We're binding to some variables, and we're passing that stuff along. And then in this fixed update, like here, move up, move down, move left, move right. Notice in PyCharm we have move right, that, so on and so forth. We pass those properties in, and then we set the position accordingly. So if we hit play here, this object is drawn in C++ with SFML, and when I hit these key presses, we have our movement. So the idea is to have scripting done in Python, but the engine in C++ and SFML. Now, with that being said, you have to build the engine at the same time. And so you see me kind of like hopping back and forth, setting up a bunch of boilerplate, learning a bunch because, I don't know how to do this. I know how to write in SFML. I know very little Python. And so this would be a nice little, kind of like a bridge, really. And just setting up some basic logic. I think we're going to make these otherwise over here. So I'm just going to grab these like that. Should be fine calling the reset function in here as well. So technically, looking at this, instead of having like that fixed update guy, yeah, what I technically should do is, so if key is pressed, if SF keyboard is key pressed, then we're going to go W. This is where I should have this stuff. That way the is key pressed, is key released stuff works way better. So W, S, A, and D. So we have our key presses. So if the event is key released, we'll see about this syntax here. But here would be script logic dot move up is true. Same difference here, there, the other. So just gonna kind of go like that. This would be move down. This would be move left. And this would be move right. Similarly, grab all that. Come here, we'll see how this works. Oh, those are true. We'll like that. Yeah, I thought the is key pressed one would be kind of a funky thing. So we'll have it all together. So if a key is released, and that's if the key is pressed. So boom. Yeah, that's not too bad. But again, there's not a whole lot going on, right? Like we have a window. Oh yeah, cool window. And we got like a circle drawn to the screen. We kind of want a little better than that. So look at that. How, like, there's one thing to go in here in C++ and SFML and be like, hey, loaded my textures, handle my textures. But if we're trying to script in Python and have just like the physics logic and the, or not the physics logic, but like for having like the draw ability in C++. So we're just, hey, draw this thingamabob, but do do a lot of this stuff over here. Right now we're doing very little, right? So we almost need Pygame in a sense over here. I wonder what that's gonna do if this is importing Pygame to load in images. Because Pygame, it has the what is it? It's like the surface thing. Like it loads in like the draw surface, and passes it around. I guess in here, since I don't necessarily want to include Pygame into this and into the other because we're already using SFML, I suppose strings. Strings would be like the easiest thing to go ahead and do. So I have a game object here, yada yada yada. So in here, we're going to pass in a file path. But what would that even do, right? Like self.filePath is file path. Even if we set this game object to that file path, then we're just back in SFML be like, yo, grab that data and load texture with it. It doesn't seem quite useful, honestly. So I kind of want to keep it to Python here. He's going to be handling the update, defining what different objects are in our game, that type of stuff. Beyond that, having whatchamacallit, so the draw data, so everything that's drawn, all the textures loaded, I think we're going to handle back here in the C++ end. Hey there. Yeah, so we're doing some stuff here. Just a simple circle drawn to the screen. This is using SFML, but we're also we're kind of going a little deeper. We're using the logic from Python to move things on the screen there, using some of this PyBind stuff. So right now I'm trying to determine, and I'll bring out paint, because what we really need to figure out here, we'll just like paint bucket all like that, grab my brush. What I'm trying to figure out here is, let's say, okay, let's just say fuck paint. We'll just do it in Sprite. File, new. Right, so we got our screen here. We can draw different, like in this case we got like a circle drawn to the screen. This texture right now is not a texture, it's just a inherent thing built into SFML. And what I'm trying to determine is how I want to load in texture data. Do I want to have the texture data somehow part of this, which to me makes a lot of sense, right? Because if we're going to be scripting in Python and using C++ SFML as like the engine, this data here is where things like loading in textures, uh, so on and so forth, should occur. And then over here is just simply setting that stuff together. So I'm not exactly sure how we're going to do that, but I didn't know how we're going to do it in the first place. So it doesn't matter too much. It's a good thing. But yeah, I'm a little sick today. I caught something at a capstone event for seniors displaying their final projects. So I'm gonna come over here. Let's see. I don't necessarily want it to be in the same class. So like class game object, that's fine and dandy. I kind of want an asset class, and also like this is also fine and dandy here, but really we should have player who is a game object, and that's where we have this. And that is a little bit more what we should have here. So just to kind of validate that part's going to work before working on the next part, we're going to copy. We come over here and paste that Python file in. We're going to come up over to here. We're going to come into this. So notice we loaded from game object. In this case, we want to load from player. That should be fine. Everything else here should be working exactly the same. Every time, I swear. Every time I think. Let's check here. Unless inherited things are completely different, that should be fine. But we'll see. We will see. I'm going to blow my nose here in a second. Come up like this. Gonna hit play and blow my nose. Oh, looks like we got an error. So it does seem like inherited objects are slightly different. Let's see here. I'm gonna try something before asking ChatGPT. Can I say like? Can I go like this? Create like a PyBind object. And then this here. Something kind of, sort of, somewhere like that. I suppose I'm going to ask it. So I take it inheritance works different from how I expect it. So UK needs a super dot. So that's one thing, but I don't think that's like the. I don't think that's the end all be all issue I'm having. We'll see though. We'll copy from here, go over here, paste, replace, and we'll run it. Yep. So let me ask it from this end. Almost correct. Oh, the indentation. Maybe. I'm going to ask it again because I'm getting a little annoyed with this thing. Like this. Okay. We will see. Copy. Paste. Replace. And over here we will run. Yeah, so there's the indentation. The indentation was a little funky. Oh, what you gonna do, I guess, you know? Ooh. So I think for now, I'm gonna call that. And I'm gonna practice a little bit, and then I'll be back.